change anything, but we haven't done that yet.
Boy, this guy that went into FedEx, boy, that's a disaster. How many people did he kill? 8?
I guess it's 8. Yeah, some in the parking lot, some inside.
It's crazy what's going on.
Disgruntled, fired employees.
Yeah, I wonder what he got fired for.
I mean, shooting other people, I don't know. He looks like a weirdo.
Well, apparently his mother turned him in over a year ago saying he's going to do something bad, and I think even the FBI interviewed him, and I guess they didn't find any threat.
Well, if you get a tip from your mother, I would assume somehow, maybe not, that AR-15 was registered somehow to him, or was it not? You'd like to know the story on that. Anybody whose mother was willing to turn him in should not have an AR-15. And that probably wouldn't have stopped him from going in and killing him with something else, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, well, it gets down to the whole automatic weapon thing and rifles and stuff like that. Should they be out there?
So,
yeah, your barn's there, your red barn and everything. That's the first I've ever seen it. There's a purple semi right in the way.
and stuff like that. I mean, find a way to take their weapons away, at least. I mean, the good people are 99.9%. You're not going to have an issue with them. You got to weed out these jerks.
Back and do my street again.
I see the lines they got across the street from you, too.
Yeah, those are new. They just put those in less than 2 years ago. And now they're going to replace them. It just seems odd they did that.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. So you got three-stall garage on your house?
No, I got a 2-stall garage on the house.
Oh, I think I'm looking at your house. Looks like it's got an extra stall on, I see what would be the west end.
You know what, Bill, you're right. What was I thinking? No, I do have 3 stalls.
You better not get into it. I just think that they need to do a better job trying to weed out these jerks.
Well, that's a toughie because there's always sick people, and you weed one out, another one takes his place.
Yeah, first of all, there's no rule. Well, I'll tell you this about making laws. Laws don't work. Chicago's had laws all these years. Those are the toughest gun laws in the country, and they have the most kills. So the laws don't work. Once for getting the hands on people who want to use them, and we're honest, but you're not going to fight with people who hide the guns, get them under the table. I mean, that's going to happen forever and ever and ever. You can't make a rule for that.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. Well, the laws only work for law-abiding people.
Prohibition, K1GMM.
That's the way it is.
Good morning, Steve.
Hey, good morning, Jerry, and good morning, Frank. I don't know if you can hear me, Frank. Your signal was better about 5 minutes ago, and I'm fussing around trying to get things up and going. Good morning. How the heck are you guys? Go ahead, Jerry. Pick it up and ask Frank if he can hear me. I don't know if I'm making it in there. I'm just 100 watts this morning.
Yeah, Frank, are you copying Steve? Yeah, he doesn't copy you at all, Steve.
Yep. All right. Let me take a standby here. I'm fussing with a couple things anyway. So wish him a good day if the band doesn't come back in here. He doesn't come back in. Tell him good to hear him. I think I missed the window by about 30 minutes. Typical dude. I'm always late to the party. Over.
All right, Frank, Steve says have a rotten day and he hopes all 4 tires on your car go flat.
Oh, thank you. I was just going to go up and give him some money. I want to hit the lottery last night, but I guess I won't have a car.
No, he wished you a good day. He's going to try to get his amplifier going.
Oh, is that why I couldn't hear him? Okay. Yeah, I could hear something in the background, but hardly sound words out.
Well, I'm not going to stay here too long. I want to eat breakfast and get in the shower.
Hoping you at least get in the shower.
Hey, good morning, Glenn.
I know these. When you got the bandwidth open on the radio, it's. Let me close the bandwidth down. That might help you.
Yeah, squeeze it right tight. So anyway, were you talking Steve really good?
Yeah, he was coming in. He's only on 100 watts, but he was running about S9 here.
Yeah, okay. Well, rain conditions were pretty bad this morning. I got on early, of course, with new weather net and nothing. So I waited. That starts around 5:30. So by 6 o'clock, I was, the main he started coming up. The guy running it this morning was in Rhode Island, and he's very strong in Virginia, but not this morning. Then around 6, that opened up. He came in pretty good, and I checked in. So it's starting to get like later and later in the morning with these band conditions. And I'm just getting so much noise. Either here in Florida or Virginia. Lots of noise.
Yeah, it's really quiet here this morning. No crashes, no nothing.
My noise level is only S8 in Virginia, but it could be worse than that. I don't hear any static crashes though.
Yeah, I got a weird thing going on. I'm trying to get my sound card set back up. I'm on the 7300, you guys.
My noise level is an S5. If I disconnect the antenna, it's an S3. So I guess my noise is S2.
Let me try that. I'm disconnected. Let me see. Hold on. Mine goes down to S3 if I disconnect it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what my ICOM is. Hold on.
The antenna, I wonder what it would be.
My ICOM's 1.5 S units.
Oh, say again?
I said my ICOM is 1.5 S units of noise.
Yeah, and I wonder if you actually put a short right on the terminal. I mean, what would it go down to? Would it go down to 0?
Well, I don't know. I opened a coax to switch to another radio, so I guess I don't know the answer to that. All I know is the Flex does this crazy thing where they integrate over the bandwidth that you have selected, and the S meter never goes to 0.
They have a different way of metering, that's for sure. But remote for me, of course, up in Virginia, the only thing I can do is select the antenna number 2, which just kind of leaves the other one open, I guess. I can't short it, of course, so mine does go down to an S3.
Oh, yeah. Well, S7 is not, it's not good, but it's better than S9, right?
Oh, I got no audio passing through here. Through my USB. What the flippin' heck?
Probably the plasma TV that they don't use. Heavy duty noise. And I don't have that heavy noise in Florida either, like I used to have. Remember when I had the guy come in from the electric company, did all kind of work, fixed a lot of problems, and he found it didn't really affect my noise level. But after he went away, and I don't know, 6 months later, that noise went away. So it's weird.
Well, maybe everybody's plasma TV is dying, huh?
Maybe that's true, The plasmas, when they first came out, they sold a lot of them.
I always wanted one. I never got one.
Check.
I kind of missed that.
There we go.
Thing. They
Hey, we got audio.
Nice pictures on them.
They had very nice pictures, and fortunately you didn't get one. Probably would have killed it.
Hey, Chris. What's up, dude? You up early?
I had a rear projection.
3615.
It was a big.
Right on the display there.
With
3615.
projection tubes in it that.
Good morning.
Got presented to the front screen. That was the year 2000. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was nothing like today's TV, but it worked pretty good.
How many inches was that TV?
I think that was a 50-inch.
Hey. Good morning there, Captain.
Big and bulky,
I'm on the 7300 this morning.
When we moved here,
I just wanted to.
I got it down in the basement here, and I said, I don't like this. So I went and bought the LCD Samsung back in 2006 that I paid almost $3,000 for. And that's still going. That hasn't died yet. And I sold the other TV.
Still love this little rig, man. It's so easy. So
And
easy.
he came and pulled it out of the basement.
He did. Well, a couple guys did. Yeah, they came and we took it and put it in the garage, and then he came and picked it up with somebody.
Yeah, conditions are horrid, man.
And you wouldn't find a buyer for that now for $10.
No, I get a chuckle when I see these CRT TVs on the by the road. Most
Finally
of them say
lost
free.
the light to my.
Say $25, and I just chuckle.
Lost the light to my.
They just sit there in the rain.
Yeah, they're still. Yeah, well, maybe they mark them down after a couple of rainstorms. I don't know.
On the.
Yeah, I had a top on 908.
Plate meter on the amplifier.
Boy, they got to the point where, a 36-inch tube TV. I was still servicing TVs back then, and that was all I could do to get that up on the bench. In fact, I almost couldn't.
Well, I had a 32 CRVT, well, yeah, cathode ray tube.
It's, boy, the band is horrid this morning. It is bad, bad, bad. See what we got for outgoing. No, I got to redo my CW key. That's probably pretty close. We'll go with that.
God, up in the attic. You put things in the attic and they stay forever.
They do. Think of all the things that are up in attics.
You gotta figure, if you've got to put this in the attic, you better off get rid of it. You're never going to use it again.
Well, we did. We made a major clean out in the attic last year. But we could probably still, there's still stuff up there that's got to go.
Yeah, singles are.
All right, well, look, I'm not going to hang in here. I don't know if Steve's in there to say howdy too, but if you're there, Steve, have a good day. I'm going to get the day rolling here. And so we'll probably catch you in the morning.
Okay, sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm probably still not hearing me, Frank. Pushing out maybe 500. So 7-3, if you can hear me, we'll catch up with you later and have a good day, man. Lots. Fortunately, I don't have an accessible attic, so there's not much up there. But if you saw my garage, Jerry, my garage is still a foobarred mess. So a year later, can you believe it? I was just looking at it the other day. 7-3, Frank. We'll catch you later, man. Good to hear you.
Boy, I caught about 30% of that. Tough day today. Okay, take care. Have a great day up there. Hope you get warm soon. 70 degrees here this morning. Eat your heart out. We'll see you guys. T1B will be there.
Okay, Frank. 7-3s. Have a good day. Hey, Steve, thanks for contacting Rick there. I never thought of an XLR to USB interface cable. I never gave that a thought.
Yeah, I never. I didn't even know they made something like that, Jared. To be honest with you. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I couldn't figure. I'm like, how the heck do you get the audio back and forth to the mixer? And yeah, you're only about, believe it or not, you're only about a 5/9 to me, Jerry. You should be about 30 over. Usually you're crushing me in here. So I don't, and I was just watching the Pan Adapter, the guys up on 3630, they were surprisingly loud. So I don't know, maybe the band is still very, very long. I don't know. It's kind of weird what's going on, but I don't know. Maybe there's some solar stuff going on. I haven't looked in a while, but yeah, I was trying to figure how the heck do you get the audio in and out? So it's all through cabling. Now, theoretically, that's probably not the best way to do it. I remember reading, I think it's a W1AEX page. He has a link to a guy that shows you how to get everything running on an Anon virtual. In other words, you want as few cables as possible, right? And I tried to do it, man, and I couldn't get it running. You have to use like Voice Meter Banana, and oh my God, dude. Yeah, that was a complete and utter disaster. I think I fussed with it for maybe, I don't know, 5 hours. Couldn't get it to work, so I just gave up. But yeah, that makes sense. Over.
Yeah, I'll see if I mean, some type, going over USB or whatever. So I might grab one of those. I just never gave that a thought. I did do it before. I would come out of the XLR and go into the Focusrite and just use a Focusrite basically as a converter, and then I was able to get those in the under the sound card listens, the Focusrite, and get the audio into the radio that way. But kind of a waste of Focusrite. I like the USB adapter, XLR to USB adapter, a much better idea.
Yeah. If you can. So the XLR to, I don't even understand that. I have yet to look at it. I'm gonna have to look at it and see if I can make some sense out of it, because I don't get it. How could you bring analog audio into a digital USB? Maybe you could explain that. I don't understand how that would work.
I think all it is it's basically a sound card, that cable. And when you put your audio into the XLR, it goes into the sound card that's built into the cable, and then you're able to select that in the sound card software.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so it's kind of like similar to like some rigs, they run like an FTDI chipset at the end of a cable. You plug it in the back of the radio, even though that's different. For cat commands and these newer cat cables, they have like FTDI chipsets. So that's got a sound card in it. So that makes sense, man. That makes sense. So, yeah, this whole realm, man. These SDR transceivers, dude. I was kind of thinking the Sun would be more user friendly because it's very current, but there's some things with that. It's an awesome front end. It's just a killer front end on that thing, but it is not for the faint of heart, man. It actually took me a long time to get it up and running, and to get it connected on the LAN. And that's, the Anon. It's funny because the Anon is a complicated radio, the software is, but it's actually easier. I had that thing running literally once I had the software in, I just read through the instructions, and man, dude, I hit the button search for the radio, boom, there it was, and I was off and running. It just, boom, it connected. But see, the Sun doesn't run on DHCP by default. So you got to go in and you got to fuss with the freaking network settings in your computer and put the cable in computer first and change your network settings and then see if it'll light up on the default. And then you got to find an open IP on your router, on your local connection. Then you save it, reboot the computer, and then you light it back up and you switch the cables, put the LAN cable back into the computer, put the cable in from the back of the radio into the switch or the router, light it up and see if she goes. These things, anybody thinking about getting into one of these things needs to really give it some thought because they are not easy to do. They're not simple. It's not like you're going to throw it on the desk, hit the power button, light it up, and go. These do not work like that, or?
Yeah, no, I understand. And it's kind of good in a way because it's better than sitting home doing crossword puzzles. You know, it helps keep the mind sharp. Of course, you know, when we try to do this 10 years from now, we might say crossword puzzles are better.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Hey, oh yeah, you're the one that tipped me off to that. So I have not got to see at some point, see if I can get SDC. I think it's SDC or something like that running on the Sun, so I can get the voice keyer running. So I didn't start that process yesterday. I got to do some shuffling, move some stuff around in the shack on the table here. So I decided, forget it. I'll put that on the back burner for now. Kind of, you know, that's why I'm on the 7300 today. I just wanted something. It's funny, dude. I just wanted something I could hit the button, boom, off and running, you know, and you have a bunch of radios. Who said they have a 756 Pro? Do you have is it you? You have a Pro 3 or Pro 2 or what do you have there? Because if it's a Pro 3, man, I got a friend that said he's going to go in the coffin with that. That's going in the coffin with him when he croaks. He loves that radio.
Yeah, I got a 756 Pro 3. You know, I mean, there's really no resolution to the pan adapter. You can see where people are, but you can't do what you can do with today's pan adapters.
No, it's kind of prehistoric, isn't it? Very rudimentary.
Yeah, it's basically just a lump that shows up.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, I've been playing with a 7300, and when I tune my antennas, I use what's called an MFJ matchmaker to tune my antennas, and it's carrierless. I don't need to put a carrier out to tune. And I first stumbled upon it using magnetic loop, and I think it's a guy, Richard Fuzinski, describes exactly what this little device does. And you just hit a button and you tune on the dip on the pan adapter. So you'll see a big notch, a V, drop into the pan adapter, and you just, you know, you roll your tuner until that V bottoms out on the frequency you want to transmit on. And there's no carrier, there's no interference, there's no stress on the finals or anything. I'll never live without it. I love the thing. And it's really good for magnetic loops, you know. How you get a really sharp Q antenna, high Q antenna. It'll reel it in bang on, you know, by rolling the capacitor on it. And so I was thinking, geez, I wonder if I could use that, because a pan adapter, even on the 7300, is so small. You know, it's not like looking at a pan adapter on a big screen on a monitor. And I thought, I wonder if I could use it on this thing, right on the radio itself. And you can. You just roll the RF gain back a little bit and you punch the button, and you'll see the area on the display go blue or go black where it's tuned. It does, because the pan adapter isn't very big on that little display. You basically roll it until you see there's no noise. It just goes completely quiet, and it just goes black on the pan adapter right where you want to transmit. It works the exact same way You know, so even a non-screen pan adapter on a radio is valuable to a certain extent. You know, as small as it is on this little icon. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, to me the biggest thing is seeing who's to the left, who's to the right. You almost get to the point where you can recognize when somebody's calling CQ.
Yeah, you can kind of notice the cadence, you know. Yeah, definitely. It's I always ask myself that question, could I live without that? And I don't know, dude. I think once you have it, it's very, very difficult to live without it. You know, if I had just a standalone rig and I didn't have a pan adapter on the display, would I absolutely have to have one on the rig itself? Probably.
Well, I agree. I've got the FT1000 MP Mark V, and it just feels odd to use that because it's like you don't know what's going on. Sure, you can tune in here. That's what we all used to do. But we got so used to having the visual now, it just feels awkward to try to use a radio like that.
Yeah. Hold on, let me check. I gotta check where my... oh, shoot. I just... How the heck do you keep track of all your radios, dude? I can't even keep track of what I got going here. You know what I mean? I only use maybe a couple radios here and there every once in a while. You know, I switch back and forth and between, you know, do you see the 1000? Geez, you got a 1000 too, man. Well, you got some nice radios. How many radios do you actually have? You're one of these closet hams with like one of these walk-in closets that these women would have. You know, it's like it would be the size of my bedroom, and it's loaded with radios all over the shelves. You walk into the closet and say, which one am I going to run today?
Yeah, Vito's in there. I just heard Vito. I have 4 radios: the Pro 3, the 1000 MP Mark V, the TS2000 Kenwood, and the Flex. And I have more microphones and headphones than my wife has shoes. Go ahead, Vito, pick it up.
Yeah, on the computer watching you
Band's
guys.
so long.
And I'm listening, and I'm saying, wait a minute, that sounds like Jerry. I know the other guy is Steve. So I'm kind of scratching my head. You're usually not you're not on this slate, are you? 804. And there's Mr. You know, I was watching a thing over here on YouTube. A guy built a 24,000 watt amplifier on CB. I don't know, Steve. I hope that's not you, is it?
No way, dude. No way. Do you remember? Hey, Vito. Good morning. Do you remember? This was, oh gosh, I don't know. It was before I got my ticket. This must have been back in. Let me think about this. We're at 21, 15, 14, 13, maybe 2013, maybe something like that. Did you see these guys? I don't know the details of the story, but somebody got busted. A group of guys got busted doing moon bounce on 11 meters. And did you see the freaking antenna system that they had? I don't know how many element quad it was. Let me post it and put it in the stream. Hey, Glenn, K4GHC. He's in the stream right now. I'm running the stream. He's from the UK. He lives over in, I think, Alabama now. Yeah, they did. It was absolutely monstrous, Vito, this antenna. On 11 meters. I don't know how many elements it was, but they had it pointed at the moon, and they were throwing some ungodly, like absolutely ridiculous amount of power. Nothing like you'd even see in these Renegade hams. I don't know how many tens of thousands of watts or something. It was something crazy, man. I couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah. Well, there was one that we knew that lived out in Islip, Long Island, or Fire Island. And that guy was a satellite freak. That guy was smart. And what he did was he did the same thing, but he went on the microwave frequencies. I think we're at HBO or some other was, and he interrupted their channel. I think the government got him. You know, they pinned him, and they got him while he was transmitting. But I mean, what would a guy do with a 24,000 watt transmitter on CB? I mean, the guy must have taken out all cable on the channels on TV. I don't know, but that'll do a job on your phones and everything else. But and these guys are making them and selling them. Wow, they would be better off selling amateur amplifiers, you know. And I'm surprised that they're not in jail because of the the laws we got. But what are you going to do, Jerry? You're a little noisy this morning.
Yeah, same here, Vito. The signals are down. Hey, Steve, if I want to go to your stream, how do I do that?
Just go to YouTube, go to K1GMM, put my call sign in, you'll see it pop up. Click on my channel, and it should show any video. It should show as live right there. Just click on that, and it'll launch it. You'll be off and running. I was just saying, the band. I don't know what's going on with the band. Vito, you're stronger than Jerry, and technically Jerry should be stronger than you right now. Jerry is usually 30 over, if not more, maybe sometimes 40 over to me, and he's like an S9, man. It's really screwed up right now. Put it back to you, Jerry. K1GMM.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, I don't know why I went to Facebook, but yeah, okay, I've done this. That's really cool how you got that set up. Anyway, guys, I was going to jump out of here about 20 minutes. I got to go upstairs and get things going. Nice to hear you in there, Vito. Have a great day, and you too, Steve. And we'll catch you guys later. W1JWC will be clear. Go ahead, Vito.
Okay, Jerry. Yeah, take care. I just wanted to get. I didn't know you guys were in here. I would have turned the radio on much sooner, but I'm watching a guy building an amp, and then I see Steve's call sign on there on YouTube. So I says, let me see. Hey, Steve, did you part your hair?
Did I part my hair? I parted my britches.
Yeah, we came in here. We've been doing some plaster work. I had
that freaking
two big holes
QSB
where
is
I had some
horrid.
equipment in the wall, between the studs, and I took the equipment out, and I'm just cleaning up. I got bored yesterday with the damn weather, nothing to do, so right around like 11:30, my wife says, "Where are you going?" I says, "I'm going to sleep." Why? Because you're on that stupid iPhone watching your program. I'm over here watching this crap that I don't want to watch. So you know what? Adios. I went to sleep. Today's my grandson's birthday. He is 18. Now they're all legal now, all four of them. So we're going to have a birthday party for him tomorrow. My son's going to have his birthday party tomorrow because he's going to be 50 on Tuesday. So there goes the neighborhood, Steve.
Holy cow. Wow. You don't sound as well. I know you're retired, I think, right? Yeah, you're retired. You don't sound as old as, well, I don't even know how old you are, to be honest with you. What are you talking about? You talking about that freaking, what is it? And Jerry, we'll see you later. I don't know if I said that. Have a good day, man, if he's still listening. I'll make sure I'm not doubling. Okay. Oh, choke on my own spit here. You aren't referring to that freaking talking about some amplifier with my call. Nah, that ain't me. I don't build amplifiers. You talking about that magnetic loop? Yeah, I built this 30. Well, I originally intended it for 75, 80 meters, and I screwed it all up, man. It was user something wrong with my brain. That's a little bit more than obvious, but I had the construction aspect of it all screwed up, and it was incredibly. It was basically a dummy load, and so I decided, well, screw it. I've been following this guy W1VLF down. He's down in Connecticut, and he does a lot of VLF antenna building, and he builds these loops. I was watching this video where he had a 5-foot diameter square, 5 foot per side loop, VLF loop. Hold on a second. I gotta clear my throat. So he builds these loops for listening, and he builds them out of aluminum flashing. And I thought, well, why? I built a few magnetic loops before, and I thought, why couldn't I build one out of that? So I screwed up. I was trying to build the 80-meter loop out of copper tubing, some old copper tubing I had laying around. It was all screwed up. So I said, screw it. I took the same frame, and I took some water line, and I ran it around the spreaders to create a circular form. Like 1/2 inch that black water line. Pretty soft, very flexible, and to create a substrate to mount the flashing on. So I took 8-inch aluminum flashing on there, and dude, that thing fell right onto right in the kill box, right on 30 meters, and I need a 30-meter antenna, and that thing will take legal limit, man. It's about 71% efficient and 1.2 dB down from 100%. And it is an absolute freaking dragon. I had a 30-meter dipole up, and it eats that for lunch. I mean, pretty much every night I'm into southern end of VK, all over Europe, coast to coast United States. The only thing I can't get into is Asia, and I've tried turning it and doing other things, but I just don't know. I don't know if it's angle of the dangle or what's going on there, but it's got a 25 kilovolt cap on it, so I could push 1.5 on it if I wanted to without a problem. I'm pretty sure without melting everything down. I wouldn't want to do it because they call them bird killers for a reason.
Oh, love it. That's probably interesting to make and to fool around with. But there you are, sitting at your desk. What you got, those funny pajamas on? So maybe you'd have Bob Hope pajamas, something like that. Yeah, I told you, Steve, I'm 74. 74 in 4 months. 3 months. I'll be 75 in January. I still feel good. That when I do stuff now, I stretch my muscles. I get pulls across my arms.
He's only
my
an
shoulders.
S9 now.
The other day I had to.
He's usually cranking.
Power supply
Band is crap.
Because I think the regulator chip went. Oh man, I tell you, I had to figure out on how to get it off the counter. I put it down on my desk, and then from there I can carry it. But before I used to be able to, just lift these suckers, but now forget about it. You don't do labor. You don't do labor all the time. You're gonna feel it. I mean, I still feel good. I can probably still climb my 50-foot tower with no problem, except my wife yelling at me. But hey, what are you gonna do? You don't stop. You don't stop doing stuff. And with wintertime here. And you stay in the house and you get lazy because you say, I don't want to go out there. I got to put my hat on, my gloves, my boots, and then you come in and you got crap all over your shoes and your wife yells at you. You say, wow, I'm going back out. But I don't know. I got to see what I got.
Talking about
my
bedhead.
Steve, I can't hang any more stuff over here. I got wires all over the place. The bats can't even fly through here, But it's still, I still like to have some fun with the stuff. I built another cabinet there, a shelf, I should say.
Yeah, band's
and I put my old radios on there. I got 5 of them that don't work. I can sell for parts, but then it costs too much to ship them, so I just leave them there. And it's still cold. It's still cold out there. So, but I've been up and down and all night. I've been going to the bathroom. So one of those things. I don't know why. I must have a cold chill factor in my back. All right, let me turn it back to you. So don't forget, I'm 74. I'm much older than you, so you're a youngster compared to me. K3VI here.
Yeah, you made a. That's right. Yeah, you're not that old. Jeez, man. That's why you sound like a friggin' young buck. Because that's not. I think. Well, once you get into your 80s, I think that's when things really start slowing down. Well, there's a big transition, isn't there? When you hit 50. That's what everybody told me, and they warned me about. And yeah, I hit 50, and everything started going sideways. But, you mentioned earlier. You said you asked me if I parted my hair. No, that's bedhead, dude. That's bedhead. I just crawled out of bed and came down here, man. I don't care what I look like. I ain't bashful. I look like a friggin' butt-tard most of the time. And I act like one, too. There you go. No, I know what you're saying, man. You run out of room, don't you? How much acreage do you think... I always ask people this. How much acreage do you think you would need to put up all the antennas that you'd like to have up? Take towers out of the equation. Because I'm not a climber. I don't climb, and I never will. I have no interest in a tower whatsoever. If I didn't have any trees around, you darn tootin', I'd have a tower, but I'd pay someone to climb it. But I don't know how much acreage. I'm on 2 acres here, and I'm out of room, completely out of room. So I figure probably 10 acres, 15 acres. I don't know, man. It's got to be usable acreage. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, probably 10 acres. Go ahead.
Wow. Nah, listen. I see there's this guy over here, and he's down in Florida. I mean, I hear this guy talking to himself sometimes because he's talking to China. China's getting back to him. He's on the panhandle of Florida. I think you've seen him. This guy's got towers, antennas, and this and that all over the place. Hello, CQDX, Okay, you made your point. What are you going to do for Encore? I don't know. Some people just carry the hobby too much. 10 acres. Well, you got 1 acre more than me. You got 2 acres. I got 1, and I fit all my antennas within the where the septic tank is, the runoff, in the back where it's flat, the grass, the tower, and that's about it. And I got the wires between 3 towers. I got 2 beams, and that's about it. I ain't going anymore. Like I told a friend of mine, I reached my maximum. Okay. After you turn a certain age, you say, and what happened, Steve? What changed the hobbies? All these new doodad stuff, SDR radios, solid-state amplifiers, and everything else. Before we used to get on the air, and everybody used to drift, and everybody would follow the other guy, and we would have a lot of fun, Hey, you're off. Tune up a little. Tune down a little. Now everything's automatic.
I still hear
people
that.
Buy automatic amplifiers, automatic this. The only thing they're missing is the automatic toilet paper. It comes out. And how many papers do you want? How many? Oh, give me 4 cuts, please. Thank you. Oh, give me another one. It's not thick enough. Give me a break. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old for this stuff, but I like what I have, and I'm not jealous of what you got or anybody else, which is a lot of fun. I like looking at that stuff, but sometimes you have to weigh the pros, cons, and can you do it? Back to you.
No, exactly, and that's my point. I like playing with technology. Am I a fan of it? I'm not convinced yet, to be honest with you. I'm really not. Anything in my mind that enhances, I'm a purely practical creature, Vito. Anything that enhances my experience is a bonus to me. But there's a breaking point at which I'm really not sure. There's a point at which frustration level can outweigh the benefit. You see what I'm saying? And I have guys ask me all the time. They're like, well, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that? And this is where I want to go, and this is what I want to do, and this is the equipment I'm looking for. And I'm like, well, listen, if you're thinking about venturing into the what I would call the true SDR realm, like an actual, Flex, Anon, whatever, dedicated, like, full blown SDR. I'm not talking about these little dongles and stuff like that. Hold on to your freaking PTT, because it's going to be a whole buttload of torment. It is not easy. This technology, it's not like you're going to take a radio, and I say this all the time, you're not going to take a radio, one of those. Flex, most likely, yeah. I don't know. I've never owned one. I think they're pretty user-friendly. That's what Jerry's told me. But, you're not going to take it unless it's an M model. You're not going to take it, drop it on the desk, hit the power button, plug the antenna in, plug the power supply in, plug your mic in, hit the button, you're off and running. No. It doesn't work like that, man. These newer rigs, like the one I just bought, I'm on the 7300 this morning. The newer rigs and the Anons, you gotta have some skills in IT, and you have to be patient. Does the benefit outweigh the stress level in trying to get it actually up and running and working and communicating? I mean, you have to have a computer with these rigs. They will not run without a computer. So, no, that's an individual question. That's a question that can be answered only by that person. Everybody is looking for something different. And it's like I always say, a guy, you could take an old 101, right? Drop it on the freaking desk, and you can work the entire world on that thing with a decent antenna, and you can do every single thing that these guys do with these freaking Swiss Army knife SDR radios. True, fact, undisputable, right? It's just, whatever you're into. As far as functionality, hell yeah. You can take a 40-year-old set, man, and work more people on a better antenna than you ever will on an $8,000 SDR with a freaking spaghetti noodle out there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's different strokes for different folks, and you got to figure out how much hell you want to put yourself through. Go ahead, man. K1GMM.
Okay, K3VI. You would look good with a Fu Manchu, and I can hear my voice. Yeah. I really, I never heard of an SDR radio. I didn't even know until I figured out, software defined radio. I thought, what the hell's a SDR? I'm not a savvy guy on computers. So it's hold on, Jen. Hold on. Okay. Otherwise, I'm hearing myself. But I had to get my son over here last night to put an application on my cell phone into this other stuff. So I had him come over and do it. He says, "Hey, Dad, don't you know?" I says, "Look, just put the goddamn thing on here. Don't start with the, hey, Dad, this and that." But yeah, I grew up with this stuff. I still like the old, I don't know, call me an old fart, whatever. I could care less. All these, like I said, I got my friend Ed over here. He's not too far from me. I go over his house. He shows me all this stuff, and really nice. God bless him. And everybody's got, who's got, would I like to get a 7300? Probably, but I wouldn't know where to put it. I'd have to move radios around. So I got a lot of old stuff in here. Somebody came over. Hey, I like that. Here, take it. Get the hell out of here. I gave some to Angelo. He was over here. I gave him an older receiver, an older transmitter he wanted. He gave me something. So if I don't use it, hey, you use it. I don't care. He wanted a frequency counter one time, and it was a Heath kit, really nice. It was working on and off. But my friend wanted, his friend Anthony wanted, and I gave it to him, and then the guy sold it. He's up in Canada. He's not even on the air anymore. A nice guy, but I don't know. Something wrong with him? I could care less. Something wrong with me? Yeah, probably. I've been on the hobby too long, I think. But we just move around with what we have. What I have, I'm happy. I'm not jealous. And when the guys they get on the air, they have this, and that. What I get surprised at? Some guys they buy radios, and 6 months later, so before 6 months, they sell it. Oh, I tried this radio and didn't like it, so I sold it. It's $500 less than what you would buy that HRO, IOU, you owe me, and then they buy another radio.
You want a beer?
I'm really lazy because I got all the wires in the back of these radios. You can't see them. They're all, intertied. If I got to go back there, I got to take one radio out, put my hands in there, get a flashlight, hold the flashlight in my mouth, and with the two hands look around where the wires are. So I do drop the flashlight out of my mouth, the small ones, not the big ones, The ones that are, 3/4 of an inch wide. Not the ones that are 2 inches wide because my mouth doesn't stretch that much. So, oh, boy. All right, well, listen, guy. Hey, it was nice looking at your shack, And you got a nice, good shack. Keep you warm down there. It's cold out here. I think it's about 40 degrees. Yeah, it is 40 degrees. It was 5 degrees Celsius times 2 is 10. Add it to 30. And you got 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That's I showed my grandchildren on how to change Fahrenheit to Celsius and Celsius to Fahrenheit. You're off by a degree or so. So it's not bad, So what do you got? What are you doing today, anyhow? Are you just slumming around the house?
Dude, that's all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing is just slumming. Hold on. I saw something weird on the pan adapter. Wanted to make sure I wasn't doubling right when I keyed up. No, dude, I'm always slumming. I've been hacking away at this new rig all this past week and taking some time off. Just gotta, that's the other thing too. And I'll put the this horse has even stopped twitching, so I'm not going to kick it anymore. But you got to. The problem with this newer technology is you can spend all your time tweaking and fussing with things and not actually operating, and that is a problem for me. That's the cutoff point. So I always try to walk away. I walk away for a little while. It doesn't have anything to do with it because I'm not frustrated. It doesn't have to do with frustration level. It's kind of like a mental reboot. You know what I mean? Because it is. It's all about. For me, it's about operating. So, yeah, that being said, that's where I'm at. Today, I don't know, man. I got to go down and see my mother in Arlington. I'll take a spin down there. Wife's heading out grocery shopping, so I'll be around this afternoon. I don't know if there are any events going on this weekend. I haven't looked at the contest calendar. I try to keep my plate full, and keep my mind active. I think that's the biggest thing because when I go idle, that's a really, really bad thing, Vito. I got to stay busy. Hey, I was listening to you guys. Was it you and Eddie? I know it was up on 3-6. Was it last night or the night before? I can't remember. Talking about, maybe it was him and Tony. Were you part of this conversation about tubes? And I think Eddie was saying, he says, you're going to see a situation come up here where you're not even going to be able to get tubes anymore. And maybe it was him and Tony were talking about it. And that was a little disturbing to listen to me. Because he asked Tony, he said, would you buy another tube amp? And see, I really don't have any desire to spend a lot of money on an amplifier. I bought this amplifier for $200. It's got the original tube, still does full boat. She's just idling along here, nice and comfy. I've seen a lot of solid state amps. I think it's the way the guys are running them that are dirty. This thing's what? How old is an AL-80A now? 35 years old? I don't know. Something like that. 30 years old? So, I don't know, man. I know a guy in Connecticut. He looks for these. He'll buy them for like, I don't know, $100, $200. And, he'll recap them, put new choke plates in, get them all tuned back up, new tube. And he's got this was a couple years ago, like 2 or 3 of them sitting there all the time. For like $500-$600. And I'll tell you, man, that's a heck of a bang for the buck. A 1 kW amp for like $600 and it's pretty much brand new by the time he's done with it. Why the heck would I spend $3,000 freaking dollars on an amplifier? I don't know, dude. That's just where I'm at. But I kind of thought that conversation was thought-provoking. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is K3VI. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, I agree with him. There'll always be tubes. There was always going to be tubes. No matter if they don't sell tube amplifiers, you're going to have a lot of tube amplifiers out there. But what I had a Drake L7 and I got rid of it. I should have kept it. My friend has it down here. I sold it to him. I also had a Kenwood TL822 with the 3-500s. Really nice amp. So, excuse me. I
don't know which one I choose.
And I'm going to keep them.
I have no idea at this point.
Got that.
I know what my first impressions are.
For a good price, I don't know, $7,500.
Try to look at it from a very clear point of view.
I'll go buy a car or something. No.
Everything.
I guess some people do have, they got the funds to go buy them. To me,
each one of those have an advantage over the other. Son and a non. No question about it.
Just like I got the old solid state rigs. They're half solid state, half
some are.
And you can have a rig with 6146s in the final, and nothing will happen to it. You can mistune that sucker, and you're still going to have output. What are you going to do? Hey, listen, Steve, I got to get out of here. I got to go to the men's room here. That same old crap. So I'm going to get out of here, but I'm going to have to listen on this frequency on the weekends a little later than 6 o'clock. For the weekends, too early. After 7, it's okay. So let's see, it's 8:34. I think my wife will get up around 9 o'clock. So I got time for another cup of coffee. Let me turn it over to you, and let me tell you, you look good on TV, so, I'm going to have to send your picture to the Ed Sullivan Show, see if you can get on there.
I haven't shaved in like 4 days.
K3VI.
Good God. One of the guys on the stream, and I'll let you go, man. One of the guys on the stream said, well, you can probably see it in the chat. If you got the chat up. He says, ask Vito if he wants you to wear a bathrobe tomorrow and the gig wig, which you can then part. If you dig through my channel, you'll see I'll wear a couple different wigs sometimes. One is my Howard Stern lookalike. Someone told me I look like Howard Stern, so I ran with that one. Put on a pair of glasses, and it's a black, dark hair wig. The other one, Dee Schneider. So I've had people tell me I look like Dee Schneider with the blonde wig on. So yeah, sometimes I do that. I can't tell you how many times I've come down here and lit everything up, and I thought I should push a stream, and I light it up, and I realize I'm in my freaking bathrobe, and I got nothing on underneath it, and I'm like, oh crap, almost ready to pull the trigger, pretty funny. Yeah, go hit the head, and we'll see you later. Hope you have a good day. Intriguing. The whole thing about amplifiers. You know, the only thing we can hope, and this is what I'm looking forward to, is if we can get the SFI up high enough, you know, get it up over 100 consistently, won't be needing an amplifier. I don't think. I think I can pretty much do everything without it running. So maybe I can sneak another decade out of this. Who knows, dude? We'll see you later. 7-3. And good to hear you. K3VI, K1GMM.
Another decade. I told the guys I got another 20 years. I got to beat my Uncle Louie. My Uncle Louie was 94. My grandmother was 87. So, you know, it would take our time, you know. Live nice, easy, clean, you know. Don't get excited with all the crap that's going on, you know. And, you know, as long as we can buy food, that's about the only thing that's going to count in the future, you know. Give me my food. And everything else is just sit back, put your hands behind your head, and watch the world spin. There's an Italian song that, what's his name sings? Let me put this down here. And his name is Jimmy Fontana. Jimmy Fontana, his name is. He's dead now. He just died. I think last year he died. Jimmy Fontana, Fontana. And he sings a song in Italian as the world turns. Okay, you'd have to get the.
Thought it was 65, Dean.
Look on YouTube, go on the music and type in his name, Jimmy Fontana. And there's one song that says, you know, Lo mundo gira, 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 and the day follows the night. And it's so interesting. You have to listen to it, even though you don't understand Italian. Just listen to the lyrics. And it's true how the world just keeps turning around and around. The day follows night, the night follows the day, and it just keeps spinning and spinning. But we'll talk about it next time, Steve.
Okay, sounds good, man. I'll have to track it down. I'll probably find it right online. Everything you want to know is on the internet, so I'll track it down in there, man. All right, dude, we'll let you go. I'm going to go and close it down here and head upstairs. And grab another cup of coffee. What time is it anyways? We at 8 o'clock yet? Oh, yeah. Wow, 20 of 9. What the heck, dude? Yeah, you're going to be scarred for life after watching this mess. So we'll catch up with you later, dude. Hey, you ever want to part with that 930 or 940? Let me know, man. I'll give it a good home. I've developed I wish I developed an appreciation for the older rigs, the simplicity and how well they work. You know, I don't know what you're on this morning, but it's too cold. What are you doing sitting out in the cold like that? Holy crap. Yeah, this room, just to close up, this room is double drywalled. It's the old studio and insulated. We could have a thunderstorm roaring literally right on top of us, and I don't even hear it. That's what's kind of dangerous. My wife has to come down and tell me, hey, you better get off that thing. So, you know, with that being said, it's very, very warm. It's, gosh, I don't know, probably it always stays in like the low 70s down here. I have a little space heater running, and it just idles. It kicks on and off probably every 5 minutes, and then I light the amp up. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, you need a man cave, dude, something like that. Anyways, I'm telling you what you need. Don't you love people like that? 7-3 Vito. Catch you later. K1GMM.
Yeah, just before you go, it's 75 degrees in my room. I got a side fan on my 811 amplifier, so it pulls out the heat from there. And let me tell you, it does warm up the room too.
Gonna bust out the bong
and I
too.
got a heater here with it looks like a radiator from the old homes, you know, but it's electric one. It's oil based, and I keep that on when it's cold in here. It turns on. It keeps the room at least 70, so it's nice and warm.
I got a lava lamp, Dean. It's
floor. I got 2x4 2x4s on the
right
floor
there
with some of that pink foam.
I keep forgetting to turn it on. Dang it.
And it's warm. I ain't going to freeze in here. And, you know, to me it's comfortable. This was my first radio station here. It was the first radio room. So it's, you know, it's part of the garage. It's on the right-hand side of the garage. The garage is 24 by 24 and I don't know, 5 feet by 6.
Band's
so I do fit
really
in
bad,
here,
squirrely.
as long as I don't gain weight. And, yes, if you can get yourself a 940, I've seen them. They're still holding their prices. They have I think a 3-stage front-end amplifier on there. It's very sensitive. It's a good radio. Okay. The only thing that's wrong is on my display underneath where it says mode, hour, and minute. That display goes on and off. So one of these days I got to get a new one. But I could care less. I don't pay attention to it. All right, listen, pal. You stay warm, okay? And it was a pleasure talking to you again. It was nice. At least, we change other subjects that you'll hear on other frequencies, especially when you listen in. And I think you know what I mean. I'll talk to you again, okay? Stay well. K3VI.
Yeah, nice break from reality. I agree. Okay, it is kind of the nice part about the guys in here. They may touch on it, but they'll move away from it sort of quick. I don't have any desire to go down that road. If you don't know who you're talking to, you got to know who you're talking. I know who I'm talking to right now. So yeah, we're very like-minded. We're on the same page. But oh yeah, that can spiral out of control into a big freaking mess, and I have no interest in that whatsoever. So just my personal preference, right? We'll see you later, Vito. Go take care of business. I'm going to do the same thing as well. 7-3, man. We'll catch you later. Don't know if you're ever around on 40, but usually I'm kind of looking around on 40 in the afternoon sometimes. See you later, man. Maybe catch you tonight. I don't know if you jump in just to stay on 36 or what, but good path. I can work you guys at that hour pretty much without an amplifier. So, around late afternoon, early evening, that time around 36 on 36. So it's just, it works for me. So all you guys are just booming in here, usually 30 over, 20, 30 over. 7-3, man. Catch you later. K1 GMM.
Okay, don't squeeze the Charmin. K3VI clear.
Don't waste it either.
Throw it next door. Don't get me started. I'll catch you later.
See ya. K1 GMM clear. Oh my God. It is a freaking crack up. I gotta get my sound thing set back up again. It's kind of foobarred. No bets, no betting. I wouldn't be a betting man on that. All right, I'm shutting down. I have no idea what I think at this point. Remember, all I can say is anybody who is willing to push, anybody who is willing to give you an opinion without it being asked for, you know what they say about opinions, right? They're like bungholios, and they all stink like a toilet bowl or a septic tank. So, including mine. I'm just going to put that out there. An opinion is a personal thing. And if somebody asks me for my opinion, I will give that to them. And if you know me, I am a straight shooter, and I'm a purely practical person. Practical. I don't care what anything looks like, as long as it does exactly what I want it to do. And it enhances my experience, because it's all about operating. That's what it comes down to. It has nothing to do with how many bells and whistles something has. It has everything to do with how it functions. To me. Some people love the way, like, would I want a big, beautiful set sitting in front of me? That's what I call a man's radio. These SDR things are like toys to me. I look at them and it's like, it's nothing but a box sitting there. You might as well take it and stick it in the other room. There's nothing to look at. There's no eye candy there. They're about the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life, So if you're into eye candy, that's a different thing. Me personally, I would love a man's radio, a big freaking Goliath 80-pound monster sitting right there on the desk. Oh yeah, I'm a tactile person, lots of buttons and knobs and, stuff like that. I like that stuff. That's why I still run a rack. Could I run everything virtual? Sure, DAW, but no, I like the rack. And I don't hear many people running DAWs that sound as good as some of the guys I listen to on the rack, on racks. These racks are very effective. Again, my opinion, but that's more of an observation. And I think you guys would agree. I could grab some recordings of some guys, one in particular, two in particular, that run rack systems that will knock your socks off. And I don't hear anybody running a DAW that sounds that good. Not even close, not even the same universe. Again, audio is subjective, right? So it's just my personal preference. So remember that. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's what I prefer. You got to be careful what you say on YouTube because everybody gets all haired up and they misinterpret what you're trying to say. So, you ask me which one, about anything, which one I would prefer. I'm going to tell you which one does something better than the other. And about 99.99% of the time, the same technology, two different radios, two different companies. Some companies just do some things better than the other one does, and the other company, the other transceiver, does some things better than the other one does. So you just got to pick your operating style. You got to pick what you're interested in and what is most important to you. Like I always say, if everybody liked the same things, and if everybody did the same things in the hobby, we'd all be freaking clones, and how much fun would that be? That would suck. So, it's all personal experience, and it's a very a radio is like a freaking, I don't know. It's like a pack of cigarettes to a person. If you're going to smoke, everybody has a very specific brand of cigarette. And they wouldn't even think of touching another brand. It's the exact same thing. It's a personal preference. If I were to take my tongue and I were to lick the front end of each transceiver, would they all taste the same? Probably. But when you start working with it, are they different? Oh, hell yeah. Some aspects of them are very, very, they're all different beasts, all different animals. And to anybody listening, just to tie this off, anybody listening to the crap that comes out of my mouth and watches these streams, information is power. Don't take any one person's word, because everybody, including myself, is biased, and that bias comes from a personal desire to what I am regarding what I am looking for in a transceiver, what's important to me. And there's very, very few people that are completely unbiased. So get as much information as you can about what you're looking, especially if you're going to spend more than $1,000 on any radio. Get as much, just scavenge the internet. Don't do what I did. I drank the Kool-Aid and I bought the 7300. Would I bought it knowing would I buy it knowing what I know now? Hell yeah, I'd buy that. For $1,000 freaking dollars, this radio is a hell of a bang for the buck. Why do you think they're still flying off the shelves 5 years later, 4 years later? 4 years. I bought this in 2016, right when it came out. They still can't keep them on the shelves. That's not even opinion. Talk to the people. I've known guys that go to like 890s, sold the 7300, and they went back and bought another 7300 because they liked it so much. These radios are so easy to operate. A child could operate that radio. If you know how to operate a cell phone, you can operate that radio, and it is virtually brainless on digital modes and everything else. Just don't even fuss with anything. Just, it's just an easy radio operator. Is it a great front end? No. Is it a sensitive? Hell yeah. It's a very good front end on that radio, but it's a barn door. That's what I always say, and it is a barn door. Can it be worked with? Oh yeah. You can work with it, and you can improve it through a couple different tips and tricks, and there's information online where you can kind of figure out how to run it. So, figure out what's important to you and go with it. But before you pull the trigger on anything, don't do what I do. Don't drink anybody's Kool-Aid. Just go with it, and just go do your homework, go do your research. First, sit down, figure out what's important to you. Do you do a lot of digital modes? Do you do mostly contesting? Do you do mostly ragchewing? Is audio important to you? Is tightness in a front end? In other words, is a very tight front end the most important thing for you? In other words, if you have two signals and one is splattering in, encroaching into the passband, how tight is that passband on that particular radio? How good is the filtering? Is it a brick wall? Can you see a signal coming into the passband? Are you going to hear it? Yeah, you'll probably hear it. But how is it designed? Is it designed to suppress the signal encroaching in that passband so that the audio of the signal you're listening to stays well above that, so it's easily copyable? And there's going to be a trade-off between different rigs. Like I'm saying, some rigs are going to do some things better than others, and vice versa. So you gotta. It's a lot to research, and it's a lot to think about. And I'm only saying this for the people who don't have a lot of money to spend. For most people, $2,000 to $4,000 is a lot of money to spend on a transceiver. A lot of money. I will tell you, this is my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth. If you're going to spend $2,000 or more on a transceiver, that freaking thing better make you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it better be freaking easy to run. At this stage of the game, at this point in the technology curve, if you can buy $1,000 rig that does everything well, it's not stellar, but does everything well, is a good all-around rig, and you can use it for pretty much anything, and you're thinking about spending $2,000 to $4,000 on a rig, like I said, that better make you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that freaking thing, because that is a lot of money. That's me. That's my personal, so that's the only opinion you're going to get today. That's where I stand. A lot of people don't care. They have money. They'll just buy whatever moves them at the time. And they turn around and sell it. Here's one last story. I'm not going to say who he is, but I know who he is. I know a guy that spent $40,000 in 1 year buying radios, trying them, and then turning around and selling them. And he makes money doing it. 40 grand in 1 year. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do that? I'll leave it with that. 7-3, guys. That is my soapbox for today. Take it for what it's worth. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. It's a hack in the shack. And I'm going to head upstairs. 7-3, gang. We'll catch you all later.